Alright, welcome to the video. This is a 1996 Lexus GS300. End goal is turbo it, but for now needs some maintenance doing. So it needs a new radiator, new coolant, new timing belt, head gasket, well there's all gaskets on the head. So first things first is to just drain the coolant. Drain the coolant, there's a look underneath the car. You should see a little pipe comes out, that's draining coolant. It's drain, and then if you look down there, that little green spot there should be a little valve almost which you can turn, and that should drain the coolant. Just to give you an idea of how bad this coolant looks. Yeah, not good. Alright, so just one thing to bear in mind is which I didn't know, is the plug, the valve thing actually comes out and water's got everywhere, so you don't want to take it all the way out. You kind of just want to unscrew it, but leave it in. It might take a while, but just drain it out. As it's coming out, I'm just looking at the quality of the actual liquid coming out. It's not crystal clear, so it's not great, but it's definitely not as bad as I thought it would be. Just look at that. This was already pretty dirty bucket that I was using already, but you can see the orange there. I think when it starts to run out, what I'll do is I'll try and start the engine, see if the water pump will put some more out. Alright, let's see if she'll start. She's kind of been sat still for a while, so... Oh, she's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Great. Alright, so the charger is on. It's still draining, although relatively slowly. So I guess we'll just wait. I'll make a cup of tea. It's been on charge for a little while now. The water has practically stopped. So let's go ahead and see if she'll start. Oh, we have a light on the dash. Didn't have that before. It's a good sign. Nope. Not yet. While we're waiting for the battery to charge, I just figured I'd show some of the quality of some of the parts, or the wear of some of the parts in the engine. So obviously first off, the radiator is really nasty. It's been changed out. The water pump, again, first full of oil really. Probably works fine, but I just figured just buy a new one, why not? Clearly got a new alternator, new tensioner by the looks of it. New starter, I'll show you that. There's the starter there. I think that's pretty new. If that is the starter, it does you've bought it, as it could be. But also it has a pretty major oil leak there. So hopefully sorts that out with all the head gasket replacements. And we've got a spider. So that's just a brief look over of the engine, really. Coolant's drained. This is the quality of the water. Pretty nasty. Those bits have fallen in from the air, but yeah, the water's not that nice. So it's completely empty. I started her up. Make sure so now I'm ready to add the new coolant in. It takes 7.5 litres according to the manual. I'm going to keep it on charge just to help really. Just remember to close up the valve down there, and then pour in the coolant, well, the cleaner in my case. It takes 7.5 litres of coolant. This is 5 litres of deionized water, which I'm going to use to flush the engine. I've also got another one over there on my tool table, as well as engine flush, or coolant flush. So I'm going to add that whole bottle in, add about half of the this engine flush. This says to do it 12 litres, so about half and 2/10 is what I measured it out to be, I think, roughly in my head. And then just top it off with that. Just run the engine as well, just to make sure that it gets all the way through the system. There's no air in the system. When the engine gets temperature, take it through the revs as they can't dry because it's not insured. But yeah, just make sure it cleans out the engine properly. Let it cool off, drain it again, and then I can get on with taking out the radiator. So I did some more water in
very quickly just started spilling out, so I've decided I'm going to just run the engine as it is, and it gets temperature, take it through some revs and stuff, and then see where we go from there. So car's been, temperature's been added in about 5-10 minutes. Just to take it through a few revs. I've also just had a very special delivery. Intentionally might not fit, which is a bit of a worry, but hopefully a bit of fab work with that sorted. Finding a few holes drilling in some places, but let's just move the engine out a bit. Engine run for about 15 minutes. Obviously can't check because it'll be too hot. This is still completely dry. Actually, no, there is actually some water in there actually. So maybe I should add some water into that. Maybe I should have added some water into that, should I say. Doesn't matter. I think it'll be fine. I think it's starting to rain a little bit. But I'm just going to let it cool down, and then once it's cool, give it about half an hour or so, take the radiator out. So this is the delivery that I was talking about. I couldn't wait, I had to open it. If you can't guess already, it's a radiator. Pretty beefy one at that. Rather interestingly, you can't actually get a performance radiator for that particular lexus, GS300. So this is a radiator for a Supra, a Mark IV Supra. Quite interestingly, my car, the Lexus, came out before the Supra, and it's actually the first, I believe it's the first car to receive the 2JZ engine. So I kind of thought that maybe Toyota would borrow the engine and radiator from this particular car for the Supra, and therefore making it the same size and fitment. But unfortunately, these bits, I mean, I can't really tell at the moment for sure where it's going to fit or not, but these bits are a tad wider, maybe half an inch wider than what's in the car currently. It shouldn't be a problem. I think I can just drill a hole in the mounting points, but I think, again, I'm not sure how this mounts in properly, but these points here, again, I've got no idea. I think that's how it fits in, slots in there maybe. I'll have to just try it and see what happens, and see what I can see when I take out the old radiator. But for now, I've got no idea where these lines go. I'll have to work all this out. Wish me luck. Alright, so I've let it sit for about an hour. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks like it's good to come out. So let's make a start on that. So I've got it draining, and you can see it's just as nice as it was before. Hopefully that means it's done a good job. So once it's fully drained, then we can go on to taking out the radiator. Looking at it, the new one, the new radiator, I think one of these may have to come out a bit. It shouldn't really matter because all this, I mean, I might try and do a battery relocate maybe. I think maybe this way is the way to go though, because for the washer fluid, no water space there. So maybe drill this out a little bit further along, just so it's nice and neat. I'll hold the new radiator in. I'm still not sure about how it fits in at the bottom of the radiator, so I have to hope the holes line up. Supercharged Mini, but yeah, just waiting for it to drain. Nice and bubbly. Alright, so I've made a start. Got these some pipes off, taken off
screws in the plug. I can't get to down through that last screw all the way down there, so I'm having to take off this on the tray, and there's just these little clip things holding on here, and to get these off I basically just got a screwdriver, chuck it in there and then just twist it until that pops out and you can pull it off. And that's just one left to do in that corner there. Also, one thing I've been doing is just getting all the hardware in a little bag like that. So once I've got that last one off, I think I should be able to access everything I need. So I got the bottom off, and that's the bottom of the radiator right there. That's the drain. Gotta get that plug off. Hoses to come off as well, and that's the bolt I was trying to get out there. So we're getting there. Right, so I knew something that's just happened. I pulled that hose off, which goes all the way there, and it's oil, so I'm assuming it's a built-in oil cooler, and I have no idea whether the new radiator has a built-in oil cooler. So I think I need to drain the oil, either that or I can take these off and zip tie them up there somehow. Okay, so update. I found out that looking online that that's actually transmission oil, I believe. I think the recommended thing to do is put a bolt on each end. I couldn't find the one, which was that one, and basically I put one in there, one in there, and then so it doesn't hang on the weight, I just zip tied it up. But not the most elegant of solutions, but it works, I guess. Got quite a lot of oil pretty much everywhere. I'm just going to wait for it to just drip down, I think. I don't know what else I can do.
So I'm not sure if I recorded this or not, but I've managed to get the radiator out, and I test fitted the new one, and the pipes all fit fine. The problem that I have is that these, which hold on the radiator, are a bit too narrow, so one of them needs to come out a little bit. Also, them down there are too narrow, so one of them needs to go right up there, and that one needs to go right out there. Never welded before, and I'm pretty sure they're spot welded in, so I should probably be able to drill them out, but I would need more time. But new radiator will go in for a while, so I guess I'll cross that bridge when I get there. Will turn over if I disconnect all the intake stuff, so I'm actually going to leave it for now, because when I
Attempt to crack this nut using the breakabout, which I hope arrives soon, I'm going to do that using the bump method, I think. So first thing to do is actually I want to leave that on so I can bump the engine to break that bolt. So I guess now I can remove the belt, or the auxiliary belt, but thinking about it, I think it's best if I clean up, because this is turning into a bit of a mess, so I spend some time cleaning up, then I will be removing the belt. So before, my plan was to do the intake, but actually I think I mentioned this, I decided to do the auxiliary belt instead, because I will need to bump the engine to take that nut off, and I don't think I'll be able to do that without the intake on, obviously, because of the throttle body and whatnot. So first things first is, I guess, take some tension off the belt, either with the tensioner, take the belt off, and go from there.
So there it is. The auxiliary belt is now off. Let's take it over here on the work table. It's basically just a 14mm bolt on this, and you torque it and it loosens it off. I pulled it off from the I think this is either AC or yeah, it's power steering. This is put it off this power steering pulley, and then it just comes off that easy. So I think now the next step, I've got the aux bolt off, is to take this cover off here. I want to set the cam gears to be top dead centre. Whether or not the first piston will be on its compression stroke, I am not sure, but as long as that's aligned, I don't know. Alright, so as you can see, I've got the cam gear cover off, and you can see the cams and the timing belt, and I think, yes, if you look there, you can see why I really want to do this timing belt, because of that big crack in there. Basically, I need to just turn the engine over, so with a 22mm socket, I think this is, put that on that nut there, and basically, oh, it helps if the car's not in, I don't know if this actually makes a difference, but I'm going to put the car in neutral, and let's try this again. So put that on there, turn it, and you can see the cams start to turn, and there is the white mark, you can see there as well on that cam. So if I cover the screen then, but basically just going to turn it and you'll feel the compression, because it's kind of easier sometimes to do it when the what are they called? Spark plugs are out. But, basically that is roughly aligned there with the markers on the cover there. So that supposedly now is top dead centre. Interestingly, there's a mark there on that. Not too sure. Also, one thing I've got to mention, as well as having these markers on the cam gears, is actually on the pulley. That little mark there should line up with the. You can't really see it. There's a 0 on the actual cover, and that should line up. So now that's all set, we remove this cover, and then I believe I can access the bolt to take the tensioner off. Alright, so just a quick update. To get to this bolt here, it's a hex head bolt, you need to take off, especially on these G engines, you need to take off the power steering pulley. To do that, you get a socket, 14mm I think, on there, and then here you got 17mm I think it is on this one. And basically, you just hold the socket on there while torquing it off here, and it should just come off. I spent so long trying to work that out. This is literally impossible to get out. Yep. Just so you know.